Hello and welcome to Theatre Talk. I'm Ed Shopes. Co-host Ann McBride and I are here the first and third Fridays of every month to tell you about what's happening in the mid-Willamette Valley theater world. Hi there, Ann.
Hi, Ed, and welcome, theater lovers. Thank you for joining us here on Theater Talk. If you happen to miss any of our shows, you can listen to the latest Theater Talk program on demand for 2 weeks following each air date by going to kmuz.org. Just click on schedule at the top of the page, and when the calendar pops up, click on Theater Talk at 9 a.m. Friday, and it will take you right to our on-demand streaming page.
Or you can listen to our most recent Theater Talk shows on our podcast page at kmuz.org/theater-talk.
On this edition of Theater Talk, we'll talk with Thomas Nabhan, Executive Director, and Susan Coromel, Artistic Director of Theater 33, about Theater 33's A Christmas Carol, a 1940s radio show. It's opening December 8th.
Then Linda Baker joins us. She's the Executive Director of Keizer Homegrown Theater, and she'll be here to tell us about auditions for KHT's entire upcoming season.
But first, let's get to the Theater Talk calendar. Ed?
Albany Civic Theater is at albanyscivictheater.org. Albany Civic Theater will host the Land of Misfit Toys December 3rd. That's a holiday event for the whole family. The theater will be open at 1:30 in the afternoon, and for more information, go to their website. It's free, but donations are gladly accepted.
The Elsinore Theater at elsinoretheater.com. There are always lots of touring shows, local concerts, including the popular Salem Tuba Holiday, and dance events happening at the Elsinore, along with their family movie series in both English and Spanish, but currently no stage plays are planned. Check the elsinoretheater.com website for info about upcoming events.
Enlighten Theatrics at enlightentheatrics.org. Coming up at Enlighten December 9th through 18th is the ever-popular Seussical the Musical, based on stories by Dr. Seuss. To learn more about that production, listen to our interview with Jessica Peterson and the director and some cast members from the show at kmuz.org/theater-talk.
Gallery Theater at gallerytheater.org. They are playing A Christmas Carol through December 18th. Go to the website for tickets. And Gallery is also hosting a one-night-only performance on December 15th of Eclectic Christmas, with local musicians playing holiday tunes in a variety of musical styles, from jazz to folk to pop to bluegrass. Get your tickets at gallerytheater.org.
Keizer Homegrown Theater at keiserhomegrowntheater.org is having auditions on December 10th for all the shows in their 2023 season. You can learn more about that on Keizer Homegrown's Facebook page. And later in the program, we'll have an interview with the Executive Director, Linda Baker, about that season and with details about auditions.
Pinnacle Theater at pinnacletheater.org. The Fantastics is playing through December 17th. For tickets, go to Pinnacle Theater's website. Listen to our latest podcast of Theater Talk at kmuz.org/theater-talk, where we learn from director Sherry Ulmer and 2 cast members about doing this beautiful and everlasting show. And Joe Dodge's acting workshop has moved to Pinnacle's new rehearsal studio in downtown Salem at 197 Liberty Street Southeast. For info, go to the @Joe Dodge's Acting Workshop event page on Facebook.
At the Salem Playhouse, which is thesalemplayhouse.com, Zach Dufault offers acting classes, and those are held at the Keizer Homegrown Theater space. So go to thesalemplayhouse.com or on Facebook at the Salem Playhouse to learn more.
Struts and Frets Theater Company at strutsandfretstheater.org. They have postponed their adaptation of Little Women until the 2023 season due to scheduling conflicts.
Theater 33 at Willamette University is looking forward to the return of its hit production of A Christmas Carol, a 1940s radio show, and that plays December 8th through 16th. And later in our show, we'll have a chat with Tom Nabhan, who is the playwright, and Susan Coromel, who is directing the show.
Willamette University at wutheater.com is holding auditions later today and next week for the spring productions of The Secretaries and Blithe Spirit. This is Friday, December 2nd at 12 to 4 in Willamette's Pelton Theatre building. For details, forms, and full schedule, please visit wutheater.com.
On the high school front, McKay High School, who has a Facebook page at McKay Thespians, Tiffany Carstensen, head of the drama department at McKay, says that they're going to be the first school in Oregon to be producing Disney's Descendants, the musical. And they're in rehearsal now, and the show goes up the end of January. We hope to have a chat with Tiffany about that soon.
North Salem High School, and their Facebook page is at NSHS Theater. They are rehearsing Free Friday. The musical will be on stage at North March 2nd through 11th, and that is followed by student-directed one-acts April 20th through 22nd. And the final show of North Salem season is The Mystery Clue, May 11th through 20th.
At South Salem High School, who's on Facebook at Saxon Drama, Trap, a play by Stephen Gregg, runs December 7th through 9th in the new Rose Theater at South Salem High.
And that wraps up this week's Theater Talk calendar.
Stay with us for today's interviews with Linda Baker of Keizer Homegrown Theater and Thomas Nabhan and Susan Coromel from Theater 33. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
We're talking here with Linda Baker, Executive Director of Keizer Homegrown Theater, about the season and about some upcoming auditions. Hi, welcome to Theater Talk, Linda.
Well,
welcome
thank
back.
you. Nice to be here.
So what are you starting off with this season with The Odd Couple?
Well, actually, Keizer does something different than most companies, and it's worked for us in the past, and it should work again this year. We actually audition our entire season in one day.
Wow.
And then people know that they can plan the rest of their their acting and directing and whatever adventures based on what they are already committed to with us.
And how's that worked for you?
It works beautifully for us. It really does. First of all, my show, the one I'm directing, doesn't go up until July. If for some reason I don't find everybody I need, I have till July to find them.
Yeah, right.
And people can arrange vacation. They can arrange stuff. They don't have to say, oh, I really want to be in this. I really want to go here, but I have to audition for this show on this date. It just makes it easier to manage your calendar.
I think it's the way several regional theaters do it too.
I really like it. It takes a lot of the pressure of finding a cast off of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of pressure off of the people who want to work with us.
Well, of course, because then now they can plan their year. Of course.
Right.
This sounds pretty exciting. So tell us about the shows that you're going to audition.
We are starting this season with The Odd Couple, which needs no explanation at all.
It's a classic.
Yes, set very firmly in the 60s, directed by a new director. His name is Stephen Michael Purvis. He's been in theater for forever, has done work in Portland, is coming back in July to be in the Book of Will, and has directed The Odd Couple before, so we're very excited to have him. And that goes up in March. Then in May, and this play actually won't audition right now because the director is out of state, because Patricia Wiley is back from Scotland and in the Midwest right now, but she will be directing A Doll's House Part 2 in May, which is a phenomenal show. I love it to death. It's Nora has to come back after she slammed the door 15 years before and deal with the carnage left behind. It's just a phenomenal piece of work. And then in July, I am directing The Book of Will, which is the Lauren Gunderson play, and I am a big Lauren Gunderson fangirl. And that one has we are auditioning a few parts, but a lot of that cast, that's pretty much the last holdout from the 2020 season. And so that
So
was
some
done.
of the roles will be played by the people
Yes,
you
like-
had cast before.
Right. They have been hanging in there for a long time. I'm bringing them back. And it's a wonderful cast. And there's some people that we do have to replace. So that'll be a smaller audition. And then in November, I don't know if anybody's familiar with Nyla McCarthy. She's done some work at Pinnacle and
Of course.
been an adjudicator for the state festival, one-act festivals. And she is a founding member of Artist Repertory Theater in Portland. And so she is going to direct a play called The Thanksgiving Play by Larissa Fasthorse. We are putting it on in the middle of Native American Heritage Month. I really like this particular piece because Larissa is Native American and she's a respected playwright, but after running into a number of difficulties getting her plays produced because they couldn't find Native American actors, or they said they couldn't, she wrote this play for 4 white people who are attempting to put on a Thanksgiving play without offending anybody. It's phenomenal. I love it more than anything. We're working with a couple of people who are, part of the Grand Ronde tribe. So it's going to be fun to do. And Nyla is a genius at this sort of thing. She's done a lot of equity work and so
Yes.
that's our season.
Wow, that sounds
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, that's really impressive. Can you tell us where we can find information about the season?
Yes, you can find us at our current website, soon to be a flashy new website, KeizerHomegrownTheatre.org. It's on Facebook as well, and on our Facebook page. I have some sort of specifics about the auditions. The Odd Couple, Stephen just wants people to come and read cold from the script, but be prepared to tell a joke. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to post sides eventually because Thanksgiving's over now, and we will read. Some of my cast is coming back to read with other people, and I will post online the roles that are specifically open, but there's some really good roles that are specifically open, so that's really good. And then Patricia's show will be actually auditioned in February when she escapes from the Midwest and gets here. And then Nyla has sent sides. They're already posted, and she's requesting that people come prepared to demonstrate ability to do any 2 yoga poses of their choice. Because
it sounds like an unusual audition.
oh, it is. Oh, yeah. Well, there's one particular character that they're all incredibly woke. We're telling everybody they're from Portland. It's going to be fabulous. Okay,
I'm fascinated by the difference in all of the plays that you have chosen. I find, Odd Couple is a modern classic. It's been done so many times and in so many different ways. An all women version, a new version. It's a classic, and you're going to do it in the 60s as originally written, right?
Yep. Hopefully we can get bell bottoms. If not, I have a brilliant costumer.
And the Ibsen-esque A Doll's House Part 2, that begins 15 years after.
Yes. Nora comes back. Torvald hasn't divorced her, and she's going to put him in a situation that could be problematic for him. He just told everybody she was dead. So that one we're setting in as a period piece, and it looks very Victorian, but it's very modern in language, and it's 4 characters, just Torvald and Nora. You can imagine what happens between those 2, and the maid and the daughter. And they're all mad at her.
Well, of course. And the daughter has grown up.
Yes. And she has significant issues. So it's really an interesting piece. You know, the interaction between Torvald and Nora is just amazing too, because now she's a fully functioning grown-up woman.
And she's a writer, right?
And she's a writer, and she's been very successful. Yes.
And then the Book of Will, this is fascinating to me. It's based on a true story.
Well, it's based on the concept that when Shakespeare passed away, his scripts, well, you know, we theater majors know this, there were very few full scripts. I mean,
Right.
I got the sides for Ophelia and somebody else got the sides for Hamlet, and then everybody tried not to bump into each other. And the premise of this is Shakespeare's gone. They don't have all of the original scripts. Some other companies have parts of the script, so they're doing horrible versions of Shakespeare's plays and calling them Shakespeare's plays. And so his company gets together to beg, borrow, and steal everything they can get to put together the first portfolio.
That sounds absolutely fascinating.
It really is. And the end, the end is just this collage of voices and languages, doing Shakespeare. It just makes your hair stand on end. It's so gorgeous. It's Florence Gunderson. It's wonderful.
And then the Thanksgiving play is a new play about a really old tradition done.
Right. Actually, it premiered an off-Broadway at Playwrights Horizons in 2018, and it's actually on Broadway right now. Oh no, it's coming in the spring. So that's kind of exciting. But it has this juxtaposition of some things that are being posted on Pinterest right now about how they're doing Thanksgiving plays that are just astoundingly awful, and people trying to do their best, and it's a complicated issue. Right. And this is good intentions go terribly wrong, and tell people just again, it's us trying to grapple with all the changes that are happening right now,
and the guilt.
Yes. And all of it, just that, like I said, your good intentions and the things that then look ridiculous, and things that we did as children and are still being done now that are truly offensive.
Oh, yes. Yes, I remember from my elementary school days. It's really offensive.
Oh, stuff that's still going on now is really offensive. So this is a comedy about offensive stuff.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Well, leave it to theater to walk that edge.
Yeah, I'm very excited to do it. And like I said, Nyla will be wonderful with it. So the way we are doing it is Saturday, December 10th. And then also there's a Friday time as well for people who can't make it on Saturday. So it's like from 6:30 on Friday. We're going to let anybody who can't make it on Saturday come in on Friday and just read for all the directors. And then on the 10th, we're going to audition The Odd Couple from 10 to 12. And all the directors will still be there spying on everybody else to ask if those people want to come back for callbacks if they have to. And then from 12:30 to 2:30, Nyla will cast the Thanksgiving play. And then from 3 to 5, I will do readings for Book of Will. And then if any director wants to say, hey, would you like to come back here in this corner and read for me? That will happen. And we'll just duke it out at the end of the night.
That would be a meeting that I would like to hear.
Yeah, they're usually a lot of fun.
Well, this sounds like a great opportunity for actors to, audition for several shows and see who the director likes them for best, and that's pretty cool too.
It's really an interesting process, and it's kind of casual in a lot of ways, but it's been very successful for us.
All right, thank you, Linda Baker, for telling us about auditions at Keizer Homegrown Theatre for their 2023 season. For more information, the best place to go right now is Keizer Homegrown's Facebook page, where you'll see a season auditions announcement for 2023. The shows for the 2023 season are The Odd Couple, The Book of Will, and the Thanksgiving play that are going to have auditions on Saturday, the 10th of December, starting at noon. And the Dollhouse Part 2 is going to audition in 2023 when the director returns from an overseas trip. All auditions are going to be at the theater, and it's going to be tons of fun. Check the Facebook page for specific times for each show. So check it out. Thank you very much, Linda, for joining us, telling us about the season and auditions. Break a leg.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
And we'll be back with more theater talk in just a moment, so don't go away.
We're talking today with Susan Coromel and Thomas Nabhan, and they are involved with Theater 33. Tom is the executive director, and Susan is the artistic director, and they are here to tell us about their production opening December 8th of A Christmas Carol.
So this is the third time we brought the show back. We did it in 2016, 2018, and now again 2022. And the reason why I'm bringing it back is because really it's been so popular with folks. It's an adaptation of Dickens' classic story, of course, and we've set it in a 1940s radio station in Salem, Oregon. And there's a couple of twists in the play, in the adaptation. First of all, it's snowing, it's Christmas Eve, and the snow prevents the actors, the radio actors, from getting to the station on time. So everybody arrives late, including the Foley sound person. And the Foley sound person is played by Annie Rimmer Weeks, who's a comedian, a Portland comedian. And this is the first time she's done the show because Scrooge got the last one. The man who plays Scrooge got the last Foley operator fired the day before because he's such a nasty person. And so they have a new Foley person. She arrives late as well and doesn't have any time to practice the sound effects before we go on air. And so we go on air immediately after she arrives, and she very comedically messes everything up in a very funny way. So that's one of the premises. The other premise is the guy who plays Scrooge. As I said, he's kind of a jerk in real life, in real make-believe life. The radio performance of this show will kind of change the rest of his life. So those are the two subplots going on.
And you wrote the script, didn't you?
Yeah, I adapted it. Yeah, I adapted it. Yes, I did.
And who's directing it?
I'm directing it. If you can call it that, because these, three of the four actors have done the show the last two times we've done it. So it's more of me working with Erica Toey, who took over for Carol Adams in the role of the narrator, and just making sure she has enough rehearsal time, because the rest of them are all, do you remember when we did we do this way or that way? You know, it's that kind of strange
yes,
remounting energy that's going on there. Yeah.
And so just to finish up on the play, there are four actors in the play. As I said, Annie Rimmer Weeks, this just hilarious person who does the live Foley sounds. I play Scrooge, and so I only do Scrooge's voice. And then the other two actors, Ryan Carty and Erica Toey, do all the other voices and characters in the play.
So the new narrator is doing all these voices.
Well, all the female voices. She's doing all the female voices and narrating. Yes.
And she's new, and you guys have done it before. And Susan, you must have your hands full there.
Well, we were, for some reason, very smart in 2016 when we first produced the play, and we did we filmed it for our own purposes, not to share online or anything like that. But having that, even though the play has grown and evolved and changed between the first time we did it to now, it's a good sort of baseline for Erica, just to get a sense of how the whole thing works. So that's kind of gotten her up and running a little bit. And she's a fabulous actor. So it's
so where is this going
it's
to be?
the on the campus of Willamette in the Pelton Playhouse upstairs in our little space.
Ah, okay. That's cozy. That's good.
Yeah, so the audience feels like they're in the radio station in the space with the actors.
Right. It seats 55 people, and normally, and our productions are donation based. Our festival productions are donation based, but the December show is ticketed, and so to attend, you need to purchase tickets either at the door or online.
You're opening December 8th, and you play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then the next week Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
and a Sunday matinee. So
it's Sunday the 11th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7, Sunday at 2, and then the next week Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 7. So 7 shows.
We close on a Friday, which may seem unusual for a play, but we have we're in residence at Willamette University, and the university closes officially for the winter break on December 17th. So that's why we close on a Friday.
Well, that makes sense. You want the lights to be on.
Yes.
and not have to break into the Putnam.
Yes, that's true.
Security would probably have an issue with it.
Well,
possibly.
as
well as all the patrons might be arrested for trespassing.
Well, this is a good reason to close on the 16th.
Tom, you mentioned having to purchase tickets for this event instead of donations.
Right.
Where do people go online to get tickets for the show?
Right. Just go to our website, theater33.org. That's theatre33.org. And there's a couple of big buttons to press and buy tickets. Or you can come to the door on the day of the performance and purchase a ticket at the door.
Is it assigned seating or is it?
No, it's open seating.
It's open seating.
And we have 55 seats, so we have been known to squeeze in a few more if we have to.
But you often sell out.
We can, yeah. It's always iffy to wait and just show up at the door. That's if people know they're coming, they should just go to the website, and on the right hand side of our website there's a button that says purchase tickets. That would be the easiest way to do it.
Every December, since we've been in business this is our 9th season, every December we do a show. In December we do our summer festival and then a December show, and the December show has always been a play that Theater 33 has either written or adapted. And that's because we're a new play development company, and we get submissions from all over the Northwest every year from all sorts of playwrights. But the issue with the December play is we hardly ever get any holiday plays because playwrights don't often write holiday plays. So because we don't get hardly any submissions, we write them or adapt them ourselves. So every show we've done every year has been our own creation.
Could you describe Theater 33 a little bit for our listeners who aren't familiar with you?
We are a new play development company. We produce, fully produce new plays. And the plays we produce are written by only Northwest playwrights. So we're a regional company who only produces regional work. And the plays we produce are not finished. They are close to being finished, but our purpose is to help playwrights develop their plays. So when we accept a play, we then assign a professional writer to work with the playwright to make sure the play is ready for rehearsal. Once rehearsals begin, we lodge the playwright in Salem so they can attend all of the rehearsals. We have about 55 hours of rehearsals. So the playwright has seen the play on its feet for the first time, fully produced, professionally produced. And that inspires them to do rewrites along with the dramaturg who attends rehearsals as well. And so this happens all throughout rehearsal. So the play is constantly changing and being rewritten. And we incorporate the rewrites the next day into the actors' scripts, and we move on until a few days before we have tech rehearsal, and then we stop the rewrites at that point. And then once we go into production, the playwright again attends all the performances so that they can get the feedback from the audiences watching the play. And then after the plays, we have talkbacks with the playwright and the audience so they can give even more specific input into what they just saw. So the playwright then takes all of this information and either considers the play finished and tries to get it produced again in a first production, or they continue to develop it until it is finished. Of the 36 plays we've produced so far, I believe 11 of them have been completed and world premiered by other companies in, I believe, 8 cities across the country.
Wow.
So that's our mission, is to help playwrights finish their play and then get them produced.
But A Christmas Carol is a different proposition.
It's a different proposition because we wrote it, we created it, and it's finished. So the ones that we, well, ready or not, we consider them finished. Because they do kind of go through our process, our creative process, because
Yes.
we're writing it and we're all collaborating on it. And so we're kind of, a team. When we put up the show, our December show, we consider it finished.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so this is the third one we've done. And the first one we did in 2016, we considered it a fully finished play. Now, since this is the third time we've done it, we're adding gags we think that are funnier. We hope it's going to be better because this is the third time we've done it. You do something over and over, you think you add stuff and know how to make it funnier and all that stuff. And so we've added a few new gags, but yeah, we consider this a finished full production.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That sounds wonderful.
Well, thank you, Thomas Nabhan, Executive Director of Theater 33, and Susan Coromel, the Artistic Director, for virtually dropping by here on Theater Talk to talk about A Christmas Carol, a 1940s radio show. It's adapted from the Dickens short story by Tom and directed by Susan Coromel. The play runs December 8th through the 16th at the Putnam Theatre in Willamette University, up there on the second floor in the little studio theater. It's going to be a great show. So get your tickets early. Tickets are available at theater33.org. Click the ticket link and it'll take you to a page where you can get your tickets in advance. Highly recommended because it's a very popular show. Thank you again for joining us, you guys.
Thanks for having us, Ed.
Thanks,
And
Ed.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anne.
Thank you. It's time to wind up this week's Theater Talk program. Thank you for listening to our show. Next week at 9 a.m., you can tune in to Joel Zach with Talking About Art. Theater Talk on KMUZ is a proud member of the Salem Theater Network.
And you're listening to Theater Talk here on Community Radio for the Mid-Willamette Valley, KMUZ Turner at 100.7 and 88.5 FM, and also KMWV FM Dallas at 98.3 HD2, and streaming worldwide at kmuz.org or on your favorite radio app. Theater Talk also has a podcast page, so if you missed one of our recent programs, you can find it at kmuz.org/theater-talk.
Tune in to KMUZ on December 16th when Ed and I return with a brand new Theater Talk program to fill you in about what's happening in the Mid-Valley theater world. In the meantime, check our Theater Talk Facebook page for news and updates about live theater in the Mid-Willamette Valley.
Thanks to you, listener-supported Theater Talk and the rest of KMUZ's great community radio programs are alive and well. And if you haven't yet joined us to support KMUZ and Theater Talk, please go to kmuz.org right now and click the Contribute button at the top of the page. And thanks. Until next time,
We'll see you in the front row.